We live. You gonna bring us in, or
What
you
up?
wait?
What up? What up, everybody? It's another episode of the Soapbox Socials with the More Than podcasting.
My girl got it
And
right. Look at
welcome back with Keysher Day and my boy, Chef Boy Basquiat over there.
that. And she learning. You see what a break. You see what a break does. We
Oh
we
my
didn't burn.
goodness.
We didn't burn ourselves out talking all week.
I know, right? That's a shocker. But anyway, yeah. So we back, y'all. We about to just shoot some things, shoot some topics or whatever's on our mind. And
Am I the only one to think about that though? On like, because sometimes I'm like, dang, I don't know what I really want to talk about. Even though I don't know what I want. Even though I don't know or have anything to talk about now. Sometimes I be like, dang, we talk so much throughout the week. What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. This week was different. We didn't really talk much. It was in and out. I know it's just been
Hmm.
a week of overwhelm for me. I mean, I got through it or whatnot, but it was a week of overwhelming.
Look at her
I think
telling me the truth on the pod, because I definitely asked through the week. And you're just like, oh no, I'm okay.
no, I get through things. True enough, I get through things. It's just I was like, am I just over exerting myself here? You know, going
Here,
above and
here, here,
beyond.
as in where?
Like it can be work for one, for starters. And I'm like, I am going above and beyond, which I don't mind helping anyone, but it's just like, hold up now, don't dig a hole for me to fall in though. But I got
Mm.
over it with the help of the good Lord. I
It
just had
it
to.
felt like me saying I was gonna go mute for a while had caught you off guard, like had caught other people off guard when I had said such thing.
Well, I was gonna give you that grant of your. I was gonna grant your wish and just let you chill out. Breaks are good, like I said before. But at the same time, that also made me just kind of sit in my own little dealings that I got going on and just kind of, got a little closer to the Lord and just kind of sitting back like I'm just like moving too much, like I'm doing too much. So, yeah, breaks are always needed so you can reflect. And that's what I had to do. Like, come on, Keish, it's okay for you to, be weak at sometimes, but don't stay there, you know?
I mean,
And don't,
I guess my pause. I guess me asking for the pause was weird because in a way I really didn't end up having a social pause because I had reconnected with friends that I was disconnected from for years,
mm-hmm.
and that's been refreshing and rejuvenating, if
Mm-hmm.
I shall say.
Well, I'm going to say that's good.
Yeah, hey, it's been fun. It's been funny interacting and like catching up and stuff because I don't know. In a way, I feel like I regained a piece of my old self within being who I currently am.
Good.
Good.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, me sitting
Oh,
here,
DJ, why'd you say that, huh? Or
but why would you? I mean, why did you say that piece of your old self? Like, did it ever leave, or it was just glad that you were becoming more connected back to?
well, if you remember to
Parents?
one episode that we had, and I was talking about how I felt as far as within my social circle and how I felt back and out with said people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it gave me confirmation on the fact that I was the one condemning myself and like holding things that wasn't even like a thought in their mind. You got me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
Cause
that's good.
like when hey, when I got in the group chat, I was waiting and ready for some slugs, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
been real copacetic. Like even on topics that I only knew bits and pieces of, and like felt like me not being present in.
Mhm.
and or offering just me or my energy to certain things,
Mhm.
it was just like, yeah, bro, all right. And then they had brought up, they had brought up, just the little stint of a relationship I was in, and then it was just like it just been comical, like just catching up, because it's just like, oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Da, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
And
a
to
breath of
answer
fresh
like,
air, huh?
and then to answer like a piece of me, like feeling like I had regained a piece of my old self, like me. People seem like think that I'm social, but I'm really not. So like I do not mess with people. So
Mhm.
for me to regain people that understand who I am, like socially, and understand who I am as far as like personality wise and like
Mhm.
communication pattern. Because one thing that within like reconnecting with them, I was just like, dang. So you remember the big thing with Duke was the way that I joke.
Mhm.
Within like reconnecting with them, I'm just like, this would have been a great example to have like that social circle to be like, oh, okay, I understand what this is, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's just been like things like that, just looking at like, all right, I understand where I was tripping and where I wasn't tripping, and a lot of things, and where
Yeah.
things was missing as far as like the camaraderie and just the male energy.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that because sometimes we can be so self-involved and overthinking of certain things, and it is probably not even what we thinking. Just because we so hard on ourselves. But I'm still over here just loafing
Just think.
in myself. Just
Oh,
because
yourself, not just think.
I'm just trying to balance things out, and that way moving forward in friendships and so on and so forth. I just know what I would want to like expect from others with gaining those type of relationships again, because like I said again, I put myself in wholeheartedly on a lot of things, and then I just feel like I get the bad end of the stick, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know, but communication will be helpful in certain situations, but then again, it's like, do I really want to open up those communications? Because sometimes people take me as a joke, and I'm like, I'm not a joke, okay? But it's still at the same time, I'm still learning and still balancing out in a lot of ways. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, I'm glad to hear that. It made me think like, do I really want to like even connect? Well, like I said again, like I didn't really have that strong female backing up. Like my sisters and things, I miss their wittiness and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like I don't know if I just want to open that back up and then open up some type of wounds that I've healed from. So I don't know. But that's good though. That's gonna make me look at things a little different. But like I said again, I don't know if I'm ready to hop back into that or not. But I
Hmm.
would say those would be the people that I kept closest to me as far as like friendships, sisterships. But it's different because I'm a different person. I'm the same person, but I'm a different person overall. I'm not the
Hmm.
same. They're not gonna get that same one that they were used to, and I don't know how that's gonna equalize if that was to come to. But yeah,
Did you remove your extra pillow from up under you? Because you look shorter today. You know you got
no, hold on.
your
What you want to say?
sit up. You got your sit up pillow so you can look taller on the pod. You ain't sitting
No,
on
I
that today.
don't. I never sat on a pillow. I don't know why you're trying to crack jokes today, but yeah.
Nah, but I mean that's really all that took place as far as this last weekend. Other than me watching the fight and
Mhm.
analyzing that, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I can say, okay, one thing I can say is I haven't pulled the trigger on the thing that I got yelling at me that I'm gonna do, but I'm putting it off because I'm particular in my mind.
Mhm.
But I've been like writing down things to do that project. And one of the biggest ones that I got in my head that I got finished was a thing. It was gonna be a thing even before the fight, but it's even
Okay.
bigger because it's like it'd be dope. So whenever I do that,
Mhm.
it'd
Mhm.
be nice. But so everybody that are casuals to boxing watched the fight. It was just like, oh, won't like
Mhm.
my guy's trash. Basically, is what they got in their head.
Mhm.
Um, but I like boxing for me is way more poetic than like wins and losses, especially whenever you gain and follow people and their backstories and all of the things that they've been through, and like you really are educated in it. So even though my person lost, I'm still like I still am happy about the fight and all of that because I understand what the person that won went through, like throughout just
Mhm.
boxing and life and period, like in general,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then also what my person has went through. So the story in itself makes that fight dope. Even though as my guy was getting beat down, I was just like just a big frog in my throat, like nah, hey nah, bro, because I don't know, like of course I ain't been through like the things that he's went through, but it's just something about watching a person's resilience, especially a person that like literally got thrown from a car going 100 miles an hour and only
Mm.
walked away with like scrapes on his face and three
Wow.
missing teeth. Like you got me.
Yeah.
So it's like watching a person come back from that and breaking faces and fighting, and then seeing a person not look like themselves, but still conducting themselves as a champion
Mhm.
after losing on the largest stage was amazing to watch, and has been
Mhm.
amazing to watch even after that. Like it's been a whole week, and like granted, you don't know what the behind the scenes is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Boxing is a great thing to me because I get to see people be warriors, especially in the social
Yeah.
media age. Like the social
Mhm.
media age, as far as like boxing, is cruel because it's just like for the people that be making the jokes, 9 times out of 10, either they can't fight or they wouldn't fight.
Mhm.
So yeah, sorry for that tangent.
No, that's good. That's
So
good. That makes
I got a thing around that I'm going to do. I ain't gonna say want to. I'm going to do. It's just a matter
okay.
of when.
Okay. Sounds good. I can't wait to see what that's all about. But yeah, that I mean, I'm glad you brought up warrior because like in my changes and stuff like that, I feel like a warrior because or a boxer, whatever you want to call it. Because I didn't fought with a lot of things in my life. I had people go up against me in my life, and I'm still standing and still going. I ain't got no teeth knocked out. Let's knock on some wood. But it's just still like I just I can interpret my life with being a contender for real. So all the bruises healed, and like I said again, I didn't lose no teeth, but it's still
Mm,
like, yeah, I be fighting. I be fighting over here, you know what I'm saying? And people wouldn't understand, unless they tell their own truths. But from my standpoint and my truths, yeah, I done been in the boxing ring with a couple of people, men, women, children. Not so much
not
saying,
children.
not so much physically, you know what I'm saying? Not even just, I got to say children because we can, all have disagreements and things, but we got to fight to get back to what the the main view or main point is. Not saying that fighting is a bad thing either. Not the physical fight, but just the fight of life, just the fight of,
Hey,
love
hey,
and
nah.
all
So
that good stuff.
I always be watching. I always watch everything. So
Hmm.
it was meant like it was in the joking matter, but like it was serious, and you know how people would be doing like motivational reels and like
Hmm.
be making the simplest things the most complex things. So
Hmm.
it was this dude cutting hair, and he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "You want to know the best way to get good real fast?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta like." He was cussing, but he was like, "You gotta mess up, and the faster you
Hmm.
mess up, the better you get." He's
Hmm.
he's like, "I'll try something new and I'll mess up, but then like eventually I get it right, X Y Z." But in reality, like it's the truth, and people don't want
Yeah.
to accept the truth of like you gotta mess up in order to perfect what your ideal self is.
Hmm.
Um, and that's also pushing your limits, like,
Yeah.
and that's in anything. Like last night, even though I'm chuckling, it's weird to like, it's weird to experience and like watch a person going through something that you've already went through, and to have the patience to watch them come to a point of understanding where you are. You got what I mean?
Hmm.
Without trying to be too hands on. And I'm being real surface level because I don't want to be particular, like detailed. But
Hmm.
with a friend, I'm just like, dog, like, just let it go, dog. Just let it go. You'll feel a
Yeah.
million times better. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yes. Yes.
but I don't know. It's just something about watching a person cut their teeth on something that you've already been through without trying to give them the nuggets and overwhelm them with things that you already know and how it should go.
Yeah. Or how it could go. Not even should go. Because some things, I wouldn't use the word should go, but how it could go. Everybody got options. Everybody, fighting for chances and this and that. But you can't just say, okay, it should go this way. But then in the end, it's just like, well, if you try this, it could go this way and see how you feel after that, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes, like you said, sometimes but the different, like different people's not going to get that same, uh, they're not going to be able to get over that same obstacle the same way you did or I did, or you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like you say, gotta, let them get the, I ain't gonna say get your feet wet, but
Don't don't
let
don't
them go
don't
through.
let don't let me smile and make you nervous. But I was over here like, look at her with her counselor hands.
I know,
Go
but
back.
I'm just saying, because like I said again, I used to say and let people know, like, especially when dealing with relationships, and I used to let some women know, or a particular woman know, like, hey, what do you want out of this? But they didn't ever get it because number one, I seen that they was being like real selfish and wanted it their way when things should be equally yoked or whatever. But if it ain't gonna work, it's just not gonna work. So you might as well just leave. Meaning, if you're not putting no effort into it, if you ain't putting no effort into the relationship that you claim you love a person, right? I'm just speaking on someone. Then why are you just sticking around? Why are you just sucking up all the, you know, hard work from this man that you claim you love, but you ain't treating him with love? And they used to always boggle my mind to where even though I was friends with both of them, but mainly a friend with the female, whatever, the male would come to talk to me, like, even while she was there, just like, okay, look at my point of view. And I can understand both sides, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like you couldn't get nothing through the ear of her, like, so yeah, it's just those type of things. One day I'm, that relationship counselor. I think I'm gonna jump on in there because
Cause you got the hands down.
I got the hands down. And also, just because I'm single right now doesn't mean that I don't know how to navigate a relationship. It's just that through my life livings, I just know what's to be expected, what not to expect, what not to just accept, things of that nature. And we gotta both know that we in it for the long haul, for the win, not just to
Hmm.
be in, not to just be in it and saying, "Hey, I got somebody on my shoulder or my holding hands and all." No, I don't need nothing to look like a good look. I can do that by myself. But
Mm.
you
No, so
know,
I had cut you off when you was chronicling what you've been encountering and or doing or going through
uh-huh,
amidst our communication break.
uh-huh. Oh well, just all the ins and outs. Like, okay, this is a fun fact, everyone. I work on cars now.
I was gonna wait. Hey, I wanted to see if you was gonna bring up you being a handy woman all week.
I work on cars. I never thought in a million years that I would ever get my hands dirty, but they still end up clean. My toes still. I work on cars in sandals. Okay, now let me stop. But yeah, I mean that part is fun. Like I say, I love learning stuff. And Morley, I'm more hands on. That's why I be doing all this hand stuff. But I'm more hands on
Hold
with
on,
a
time
lot
out,
of
time out,
things.
time out, time out. You got an adult sized bottle of water. You are growing. Normally you'll have a martini water and be like, "Oh, this is a lot of water right here today. I drank a lot of water."
You like cracking on me, don't you?
But now, hey, I'm just pointing out the differences is all.
That's well, hey, change is good. No, let me
Uh-huh.
stop.
But what else? What you fix on your cars?
Well, this recent one, I did some HVAC door for your actuators. I don't know if
Which
y'all,
which 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 in
actuators.
layman's terms,
They are blend doors for your to open up, like turn your heating into your cooling if you're doing your air and you got a you know, manual dash, or if that makes sense. Some people's are digital, some people's is manual, to where you can just click it, slide it, push it. Some people you can push it up, push it down, digital. But yeah, so that's what that's what
so
and
how has learning to work on cars made you feel or make you reflect back on things that you either didn't know in the past, etc.? I'll form that question
well,
as it goes.
well. Now let me stop. But no, I was used to, in my past or in my past, I'm gonna say in my past, I was just used to men like, and I'm gonna say men because men always feel like you don't need to. Let me take the car to get an oil change. Let me take the car to get this fixed, that fixed, and then me taking doing this thing alone right now, it's good to know because really, I never really, that was supposed to be stayed out the area because that was for men, supposedly. But it's just teaching me a lot of things to where if I ever need to look at some, check out some, ask some questions,
And
okay,
how and how does that make you feel?
it makes me feel kind of good because I'm thinking like really anything I touch, like anything I learn or whatever, I can either do it on my own or somebody can show me once I got it. But basically, this is stuff that I'm doing on my own. Like I might watch a video or something and just be like, okay, where is this located? Boom, there it's located. So let me tell you about this though. It makes me feel good because I ain't ever been to a you pick it, you wrench it, or whatever type, you know, used cars, salvage cars stuff. So, honey, I done went to go pull a part off of a car, and the people was looking, they was looking at like, what? Like, and the only stain I had on me was on my left leg because I was leaning. I didn't bring nothing. I'm dressed like a girl, this and then the third. But I took that off like I stole cars for a living, or so I'm thinking like, what girl, you got that in you? And then when I went to go check it out at the line, get it paid for, whatever, I told them, I said, well, I just want to let you know I'm a makeup artist and I work on cars. I said I'm a mechanic. And she was like, dang, wow.
Do you
So
feel
it was
do you
kind of
feel like it
funny.
get do you feel like it gave you a different type of confidence in a space that you normally would shy away from?
It really has. Because usually I'd be like, I didn't ever really say I can't, but it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Because, we have it to where, well, I'm used to being like, if I don't want to do it, I ain't got to do it. That was me.
Uh-huh.
But now it's just like, come on, give me more. Like, basically, give me more. And then that could just be another trade on the side. Like, it could be another trade, another tool on my belt because money don't
Because
stop. We're
uh
not really concerned about the money. It's just all about the education of things. Like, I love the education of things, the fundamental of things, I guess I should say. But yeah, that was just quite funny to me. Like, I just can't believe I'm doing certain things that I just
hold
never
on.
thought I would
What was the
do.
what was the part that you pulled though? You never got around to
Oh,
that.
so the actuator. I explained what it does, but
Uh-huh.
it was something that's located under the basically under your dash, and there's like I think two in a car, maybe three, depending on what kind of car you got, and it's just basically something that turns your temperature. I'm gonna say it like that. It can turn your
Uh-huh.
temperature from either hot or cold.
Hmm.
And the problem with the car that I was working on is that the passenger side blew out cold and the driver's side blew out hot. So
Mm.
since the driver's side wasn't blowing the cool, we had to get some on that side to make that clock. I mean, make it work. So, but yeah, come out in them tight spaces. I got big hands. See, I've always had big hands all my life. That's not gonna change. And I'm thinking like my big hands ain't gonna be able to do tedious work. That's all. That's what I
Uh-huh.
used to tell myself. And people used to talk about these gifted hands, but I got up in the tedious spot ever, and I did it. Like, it's just like, all right, feel like, oh my god, that's so funny to me because I felt good. That's why I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm thinking about changing my career. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. No, just kidding.
So
But yeah, that
so
was
dur-
that was cool.
so during your long and
Say long.
mentally perplexing, not perplexing weeks. Do you think about like your small wins and like the different things that you learn rather than
Yeah.
like the things that you go through and probably mope about?
Well, see, that's what it is. I'm glad you brought that up because even with things going on within that perplexed week, long week, the good, the small accomplishments, the good, the surprising blessings, and all these things that came with it, it makes me not look at what's really going on with the other stuff. You hear what I'm saying? That's why I said I don't like to complain. Like, I don't like to complain because what is the complaining for when I'm still being blessed on a daily? You get what I'm saying? So those little small accomplishments just make it even, it makes it big, it makes it grand, like a great feeling. Where I'm all right, it's okay. I could complain about this, but why should I when things are still chucking along? But besides just not, talking to you on a daily, that was just like, you know what? Because even in that mix, I told you, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and prepare myself anyway, regardless of what you chose to do. So I was
Uh-huh.
just like, this is just filling it in, gave me a
And
chance
and
to.
And how did you feel like that went? Because I was just like, this girl over here, like,
I really fell into it, didn't I? I fell into it. But no,
I don't know
it
about
made
fell.
me.
I don't know about fell into it. I feel like I got a little attitude. Like I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. See, that's where you went wrong. Your thoughts went wrong. No attitude at all. It just made me feel like, well, do I really, sometimes you got to see what you can sit without. Like, can you sit without um anybody, like any conversation, any incoming calls? Can you deal without? Like, can you deal without? How do you feel? Like, how do you do when you are without certain things? Without, like I say again, without phone calls, without whatever. How do you deal with yourself in those moments? And then that's what I did. I dealt with myself, and it was pretty cool. I got some rest in between. So you're gonna put me on pause. But yeah, I got some rest. I got, different things. Different
Uh huh.
things.
You got rest. Uh huh.
I read a couple of my books, I ain't finished them, but I've been reading and just a lot of stuff. I got a chance to take them braids out. Like the week, like I say again, if you want me to go to the complaint side, then I don't want to be in the negative end. So I'm keeping up all the positives that I've done within the week. And I'm good with it. I got some things accomplished slowly but surely. And it might not
You got
was
some.
slowly, it was just moving right along, like I say again. But yeah, how did your week go without, even though you said I had an attitude, which was by far none. I try not, I don't even have attitude. Like I just deal with what is. And what ain't, then I can't deal with it because it's not what it is. How did
So
you
what's your
feel?
question? What's your question exactly?
Huh?
I said, what's your question exactly?
So yo, my question exactly is, since you did, say that you was supposed to take a little break or whatever on
Step back
social.
from communication.
Yeah, step back from communication, even though you still, went in another direction, which felt good to you, which was great. But overall, minus the new, group, I'm gonna call it like that, the new group. Besides that, in your week, how did everything else go? Like, did you, even the people that you probably told you was taking a break, was you still in and out with them, or like, how did it make you feel besides just being in this group?
Um,
But put the group to the side, and other than in this chat, then what else was going on the back end of you not communicating with the norm?
oh, how? Okay. So to answer how I feel and felt, um, I feel like I took a step back from feeling like communication was becoming a chore rather than a choice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and then also I turned communication time into time to sit back and like I say right, but text out the things that I have planned for, things that
Hmm.
I'm gonna eventually have to talk in.
Hmm.
So I guess the pause in communication really opened up and gave me less excuses not to do those things.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't see how. That's where it takes me back when you said, "Oh, it's like you got an attitude." No, I know there's other things that can go on without us just like talking every day, or without you talking to anybody else. That's just like me. Like, I mean, I don't talk to anyone, but I know that seems strange, everyone, but I truly do not talk to anyone but the people that I just be around or the people that I work for, stuff like that. But that difference between me and you not conversating. I'm just thinking like, yeah, he can get other things done, things of that nature. And in my head, I'm thinking like maybe he can get a little more in that book or whatever. But if you feel like, okay, creative writing, getting your plans rolled out, this, that, and the third, that's good. You're supposed to do something.
It's just so I get a thought in my head about
Hmm.
something that aligns with what I'm gonna say, right? And
Hmm.
then rather than just being like, "Oh yeah, that's good," and then forgetting
Hmm.
what either the topic was or
Hmm.
just writing down the
Yeah,
train of thought in the
yeah.
context of that.
Because what I always tell you,
Now here we
when
go
you
with that. I knew
thinking
that was
about
coming.
something, when you thinking about something, write it down. You be like, oh no, I ain't gonna forget this. I'm gonna remember this, and I'm gonna do it this way. And then I'm like, oh, okay. It's okay to write things down so that way when you do get those pauses and them breaks, you can go back to it. You can be like, well, now where was I at, and what can I add on to it, and this and then the third. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I want to start, but I got to figure out which one I want to start with. So it takes time. I'm not, like I said again, I'm one of them snails to where before I jump into things, I want to reevaluate ins and outs and which way to go about it and who I could possibly get some more resources from. But yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you even had that time to write out what you're gonna do next, and
That
now it's
girl don't
time for
listen.
you.
It ain't a thing of what I'm gonna do next. It's just
Well,
already so
you already knew it, but you added some more to it. You added some
it's
more
not
stuff.
it's not no it's not a do. It's just something that I'm building. Should I say
Okay,
like that?
okay. My choice of
Um,
words is different, but yes, whatever you're building,
yeah.
I'm glad that you went back to the drawing board to see what more tools you needed.
Well, cause I'm a person of feel.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, feel and also the energy of it all. So
Hmm.
for like, granted, I can write down all of the things that I want to say, but if I'm not feeling it in that moment, it's not gonna come to fruition because I don't feel like it's right or authentic or what I mean.
Hmm.
But when I do my first one, I feel like it'll be great. So
Yeah. Yes.
yes,
You have to get yourself motivated to go
it's not
ahead and
motivated. It's just that. So put it like this: I the one that I really am excited to do, I've done.
hmm
I got it mapped out in my big
hmm
noggin.
hmm
But then it'll come a time where I'm like, all right, I'm about to record it, and then there's always something in a different moment where I'm like, okay, I could say this in that moment better than what I got right now. So it's just always seeing a different way to fine tune it,
hmm
which I feel like the only solution to that is just to do it, put it out, and not think about it, and just what I mean. Because the longer I think about it, it'll always be something or a different way to say it that's better than the last way.
hmm
She talking about
Right.
me. She talking about
Hold
me
on.
turning off the
Give me a second.
camera. Yeah, to get you a new martini water, or you getting your booster seat. My girl done walked completely off the. I'm gonna have to pull a Joe Budden and say this ain't in your contract.
Okay. I had to make
Hmm.
that admission. Why you stop talking?
What you want me to say? what you want me
I
to
want you
say?
to I want you to come back with a question and a good. But
Yeah,
yeah, but
hey,
no.
let me ask myself a question in that time and then answer it myself. You got it.
But no, I had to take a quick
Yo,
hearing out
I
of
drove and
something.
stopped at this park because normally ain't nobody here. But it's his
Uh-huh.
white dad and his son here out here playing catch. I'm assuming that this dude is in football, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm just over here like, oh, that's cool. But for the life of me, I'm over here like, bro, this dude, daddy throw the ball so dirty.
Hmm.
He do. And so I guess they
I'm
working on
trying.
like a I guess they working on like a 3 yard hitch, but I can literally tell from here it's not 3 yards. Like it's probably at about two and a. No, listen, it's probably at like two and a half, and the daddy like yeah, yeah. I mean it's cool. It's cool for the age that he's at, I guess. Nah, buddy probably like 13. Like if the daddy really understood football, which he's doing his job, I guess, giving his son touches. But nah, dog, you got to teach him on this 3 yard hitch. You need you two steps. Yeah, I mean, never mind.
Uh-huh.
But
I know. You act like I. So hopefully I wasn't looking like that back in your younger days when I was trying to throw the ball. I think I was doing all right.
yeah, but you couldn't throw neither. But I didn't expect that from you. It's just that. So
You funny.
I guess from a distance, what I think he's trying to teach him is to get to the spot and be prepared to turn around for a quick pass because that's what that route is called for.
That's why you
But
need to be out
he
there coaching.
but he taking too many steps for one.
Hmm. You need to be out there coaching.
I mean, eventually that's what I get to. But like my boy, he ain't giving him enough time to get because you're not supposed to get 2 3 yards, like 2 3 yards for the hit. You're supposed to get to five and work back to three,
Mhm.
unless it's just a stick route, and that's just literally getting to the spot, turning around.
Listen to y'all. Look, coaching is
But that,
future.
but that's why I laugh about why I've been over here like looking up and smiling because Buddy out here dying. He is dying right now.
Hmm.
And the daddy like, hey dog. And then he was running like a slant that was taking forever in the day. And my boy got him out here running routes and dunks. Like he ain't even got cleats on. He got the dunks on, slipping around in grass.
Messing up his ankles. But
Nah, it
yeah.
ain't that. It's just, you got to give my boy a chance to succeed. Um, so do you have
Yeah.
any more questions or anything before we end this thing?
Um. Well, I don't think I do. I want to ask, but I don't think I should ask. Well, I'm gonna just ask this: with you on your extra timing. I know you're almost ready to be off, but on your extra timing and you working on your health as far as working now, working on your body and stuff like that. Can you give
Mm-hmm.
any can you give any tips just to how you can just like self motivate or just give any tips on like how you should start it? Like, should you just
Start what?
jump in?
The
Like, should
gym?
you just should you just jump in, or should you just get your mind first set to start working out, or just take a chance?
Oh, I mean, in the honest way, rather than just being like, "Oh yeah, you just do," like
Hmm.
anybody that does fitness do. Um, for me, I'll give you the answer through me. For me, I understand that going to the gym for me is not primarily for the outcome.
Hmm.
Going to the gym allows me to work off energy that I don't know how to um, facilitate in the proper places.
Hmm.
So, say for instance, if I wake up with like a overexcitement or like a low day, either I can work that off to get to a level where I can function properly throughout the day, or if I'm too
Mhm.
low, I can work myself up to where I can actually have the energy to get through my day. So the first thing is understanding what your goal is and what you're benefiting yourself with within working out. You know what I mean? Of course, everybody is like, "Oh yeah, the health. Oh, I want to look a specific way," but it's just like, for one, if you just going to play, you wasting your time. And then if you going
Mhm.
if you going without actually understanding what you're working on, you wasting your time.
That sounds like I
I
was
don't
having a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
know what you about to say.
And I was like, just with that, being said, I was talking to one of my clients and I was telling her where my weakness is. Like, I don't know about me. I've tried gyms and stuff like that. But my weaknesses is like my arms. I don't know how to pull I never knew how to pull myself up, right? So I'm thinking, like I said, all my life, I said, gym really wasn't for me. It was more like a mental thing. Like, for me. And like I've been up, I've been down in weight, but I've never wanted to be a particular weight. Everybody's like, I got a goal, I want to be this,
Yeah.
that.
Nah.
And I was like,
I well,
I've never,
I can't give you my other answer, but yeah, I mean,
no, I understand what you're saying, but that's why I said it just took me back to that. Cause I was like, all my life, I just had to deal with, just a mental thing. Like I remember they used to say back in the day, oh, they must be happy in their relationship, and I was like 200 some pounds. And I'm thinking like that ain't happiness, that's stress, that's stress weight. But then like my weight always been up and down
well,
anyway, so
it's
it's.
multiple things though. Like weight gain
Mhm,
is,
mhm.
you can say happiness, but complacency, and then it's also stress, depression. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things within
Yeah,
like
that's why I
weight
said
gain.
I never felt me personally. I never felt like the gym would give me like when I went to the gym. It was fun and games. Like you say, don't go for if you want to, So for me, gym would have been fun and games.
But it
But
also, I mean, the gym is also a great place. Like holding yourself accountable with going to the gym and actually like working out helps
mhm,
you work against just you being a complacent person. Like if you
mhm,
are complacent naturally,
mhm,
break that cycle of being complacent. Go to the gym, work out consistently.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, that would only make sense. Like I said again, I'll try it, but
I'll try it. Nah, I
I just
mean,
have to be in
she
that
said
mind frame of being consistent on just going just because,
you you
number
know
one.
you know you not being able to do push up or not push ups, pull ups is because
Well,
your back is weak, right?
now my arms, it ain't my arms in my back.
Nah. So whenever you strengthen your back properly and all of that,
Hmm.
um, it becomes less arm because it's like you shouldn't use arm. It should be just all back and core. Like
Mm,
granted, you do use your arms to pull yourself up, but it shouldn't be reliant on your arms.
mm. That's good to know. See, I learn something every day. That's what I love about it. So that just, still gives me hope to where I can just be able to do some pull ups on the bar one day and also just do something different. I mean, whether that even be not even just going to the gym, but just doing some exercises alone. I used to just be exercising this and that. That's why I told you I was like, I jump rope. I've been jump roping, but I got to be consistent. That's the key, and not just for no weight and all that. Just to possibly make me feel better as far as in a lot of different ways to release some of the tensions that I be having sometimes.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to know and see if you can give me some tips and you did and look at there.
This is what I'm gonna close out on, right?
Hmm.
I'm back to the dad and the son. My boy is doing a slant, a quick slant at that. Ain't even giving my boy a drop back. He just watching him and like, I'm gonna throw it now. I'm like, come on, dog. You working on timing routes and you ain't even. But
Go out there and help that father out.
No, no, no. I'm gonna mind my business. Um, I'm gonna mind my business. But hopefully next time we have an episode, we have a more, not a more, but just a topic. I really didn't have a topic this week. I ain't have nothing come to me this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we'll see how that go.
Sounds good.
Ideally, I thought that I was gonna give a 30-minute episode, but it ran longer. Um, so this has been another episode of the Soapbox Social, and we'll catch you next time.
Next time.